Hello everyone, this video is on Chapter 6 Nouns and Pronouns. This video will cover the following charts in our book. So, let's start with this, chart 6.1. Set A shows us that most singular nouns take a final plural s to make them plural. Set B says that any singular noun that ends with sh, ch, double s, or x must take an es to make it plural. Set C shows us that any word or any noun that ends with a consonant plus y must have the y changed into I before adding the es. Set D shows us that any singular noun that ends with a vowel plus y must have the s added to it normally. Set E shows us that any word or any singular noun that ends with fe or f must have the ending changed into bes. However, there are exceptions, as you can see: beliefs, chiefs, roofs, coughs, and cliffs. Okay, set F shows us that a singular noun ending with O can take either an ES or S or even both, depending. Here you can consult the dictionary to make sure of how to spell the words ending, the plural forms of the words ending with O. Set G shows us that there are irregular nouns that take irregular plural forms, and you must have, an idea about these irregular nouns. As you can see here also, we have another set of irregular nouns where the singular form is the same as the plural form. Also, as you can see here in I, there is a set of irregular nouns ending with foreign plurals. These are to be memorized. So let's go to chart 63. A subject. A subject is a noun, and it usually starts a sentence, like in A and B. So let's go now to the verb. The verb tells what the subject is doing, and each sentence in English must have a subject and a verb. Now let's go to the object. Not all sentences have objects, actually. However, the object is a noun that comes after the verb. So in C, wings is the object of the verb have, and in D, gills is the object of the verb have. And in order to know the object, we can ask ourselves using what. So what do birds have? They have wings. What do fish have? They have gills. Now let's go to chart 6.4, objects of prepositions. Remember that a preposition is a word such as about, on, with, in, at, and so on. Let's go to A. Lenny wrote a book about dolphins. So Lenny is the subject, wrote is the verb, a book is the object of the verb wrote, about is the preposition. About what? About dolphins. So dolphins is the object of preposition. And B, the snow fell on the trees. The snow is the subject, fell is the verb. There is no object, as you can see. On is the preposition. On what? On the trees. So the trees is the object of preposition. So let's go to chart 6.5. Prepositions of time. We use in with the past, the present, the future, the morning, the afternoon, the evening, as you can see in A and B. So this box has to be memorized. Also, you have to memorize what is in the box. here. So we have to use n with a month, like in September, n plus a year, like in 1975, n plus a century, like in the 21st century, n plus a season, like in the fall. These are to be memorized. Now let's go to on, the other preposition on. So also you need to memorize what is in the box. On is used with a date, like on February 14. On plus a weekday, like on Monday. On plus a weekday morning, afternoon, or evening, like on Sunday afternoons. Let's go now to the third preposition at. Also, you have to memorize what is in the box. At is used plus noun, plus noon, sorry, night, midnight, at plus a clock time, like at 3:15, at plus present, the moment, the present time, like at the moment. Now let's go to chart 6.6. You have to know that there is a word order for any sentence in English. Usually we start with the subject, then we go to the verb, and then we write the place and finally the time, as you can see in A. So Alba went to Rome in October. The place has to precede the time. We cannot say Alba went in October to Rome. This is wrong. So this is the word order, the word order of a basic English sentence structure, SVOPT, subject, verb, object, place, time. So in case you want to put the time at the beginning of the sentence, you may. However, you need to insert a comma. So in October, comma, Alba went to Rome, and in the last week, comma, she went to the park. So let's go now to chart 6.7 subject-verb agreement. Remember that a singular subject takes a singular verb and a plural subject takes a plural verb. In A, the earth is singular, so it has to take a singular verb. And please note that the green S here in spins is a singular S. It's not a plural one. Uh, as for B, dogs bark. This S in dogs is a plural one. Okay, so that's why the verb must be plural. So we are still in chart 6.7 and see our teacher is a singular noun and it takes a singular verb comes, and in D our teacher and her son is a plural or a compound subject that takes a plural verb. Uh, Also, in chart 6.7, you have to note that if there is a phrase between the subject and the verb, this mustn't affect the subject-verb agreement. Pandas must agree with eat and money must agree with is. So here we are still also in chart 6.7. Whenever you see the plus verb to be, you have to look at the subject after verb to be. If it is singular, we put is. If it is plural, we put are. So in G there is a star. So is must agree with a star. In H there are many stars. So are agrees with stars. So this slide shows us that the words every, everybody, and everyone take singular verb. As in I, every star is shining. I cannot say every stars. Okay, and in J, everybody or everyone loves ice cream. In this sentence, we have to remember that people is a plural noun and it must take a plural verb. So let's go to chart 6.8, adjectives. We know that an adjective is a word that describes a noun. Like here, blue describes car. So these sentences show that an adjective modifies a noun. Small modifies a child, large modifies chair, and so on. Please note that an adjective cannot be pluralized. It doesn't have a plural form. So elephants are interesting animals. We cannot say elephants are interesting animals. Now let's go to chart 6 then, the pronouns. We have subject pronouns and object pronouns. Remember that the subject pronouns replace the subject of the sentence as in A, and the object pronouns replace the objects of the verb in a sentence or the object of preposition. So in A, she has a PhD. She refers to Emma. I like him very much. Him refers to Bill. So here we have to know that if a pronoun is a part of the subject, it must be used as a subject pronoun. This is the case in D. And if the pronoun is part of the object, then it has to be used as an object pronoun, as in the case of E and F. Now we go to chart 611. You should know that the singular possessive nouns are written differently from the plural possessive nouns. Let's see the set of words in D. The teacher, her cat, and a woman. As you can see, we just add an apostrophe s to the noun to make it a singular possessive noun. As for the word in E, miles, the S is part of the word. There are two possibilities to write it in possessive. We can add only an apostrophe after the S, or we can write the word as it is, and add an apostrophe S. Here we have to see how to make a plural possessive noun. If the noun is regular as in F, like the workers and my friends, we have to add an apostrophe after the S. If the plural noun is irregular, like in G, men and children, then we have to add apostrophe S to the word. So pay attention whether the plural noun is regular or irregular. Now, here we have to compare H and I. In H, Camilla's here, the apostrophe as is a contraction of Camilla plus is, while in I, Camilla's son is here, Camilla's is a possessive noun. So here we go to chart the 612, the possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. The possessive pronouns like mine, yours, hers, his, ours, yours, and theirs are used alone at the end of the sentence usually, while the possessive adjectives have to be used before a noun. Okay, so they modify the noun. I have my suitcase. Which suitcase? My suitcase. So that's why they are called possessive adjectives. So in this slide, you have to compare its and its. In K, its title is Moby Dick, so its is a possessive adjective that is referred to Moby Dick, the book. In I, it's wonderful means it is wonderful. Also, here we have another set of homophones. In there, the word there is a possessive adjective, and an, the word there is an expression of place, and in C, there means there are or they are. Now, let's go to the reflexive pronouns. A reflexive pronoun is made of the possessive adjective pronoun plus the word self. So we get myself, yourself, herself, himself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. And usually they refer to the same person. So as in A, I can see myself, you saw yourself, she saw herself, and so on. Uh, Now, whenever you have by plus a reflexive pronoun, it means alone. And Angela, is lonely when she eats out by herself. By herself means alone. And J, sometimes I enjoy eating by myself. By myself means alone. So now let's see this slide. Uh, Usually the reflexive pronoun comes after a verb, like enjoys herself, pinch yourself, blame yourself, teach yourself, be proud of yourself, and help yourself. Thank you, everyone.